What if I told you that just by changing the words you use every day, you could double or even triple your income? Sounds too easy, right? But that's exactly what we're diving in today, because these lessons from You're a Badass at Making Money might just change everything for you. Hey everyone, this is Shio, and if you're into self-development, beauty, and leveling up to live your best life, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on more content just like this. Today we are going to be diving into some of the biggest lessons and takeaways from Jen Sincero's book, You're a Badass at Making Money. Because 2025 is the year of abundance, shifting your money mindset, and making things happen. So let's dive right into it. So I first picked up this book back in 2023 when I was going through a major shift in my life, and I wasn't really expecting much of it. I've been reading a lot of self-development books, and I just thought this was another book that is going to be talking about money and how to reframe your mindset. But right after I started reading this book, I started getting pay raises, and there were significant increases every month or every other month, and by 2024 I have actually doubled my income. And that's when I realized that these shifts and these lessons are not just theories, they're actually things that work. And I'm going to be sharing with you my top lessons that I got from this book that is going to be extremely life-changing for you as well. The first lesson is what comes out of your mouth comes into your life. Words that you speak are like spells and incantations, so we have to be very mindful of the words that we choose to say in our day-to-day life. Have you ever caught yourself saying things like, I'm broke, I don't have enough money is hard to come by, you have to work hard for money? Words are so powerful, and the words that you say create your reality. So if you're constantly talking from a place of lack, a place of scarcity, you are going to be reinforcing that lack mindset over and over again into your life. So instead, we have to rewire our brain and say things from a place of abundance. A big example I can give of this is growing up, my mother would love saying the words, I don't have money. And because of that, we were always in poverty, even when we do gain money, and we often did. She would lose it immediately from circumstances and things that are outside of her control. I only realized this when I got older, that the reason why this was happening was not because life was just mean to her or life was unfair. It was because she was reiterating this concept that she doesn't have money. So what happens when money does come into her life? Her subconscious has to act upon it. Her subconscious has to find ways unknowingly to her conscious mind to make that money go out of her life. It is so important to catch yourself and really be honest with yourself. What am I saying around money? How do I instinctively react when it comes to things like money? So if you have the freedom to choose the words to describe yourself and your life, why choose words like broke, poor, not enough? Instead, describe yourself in abundance. Say things like, I can afford that, I am rich, I am abundant. Like, you don't have to have millions of dollars to say that you're abundant. Just take a look around you and you will realize how abundant you are, because you're sitting down, you're using your phone, you have internet, you have light, you have shelter. There are things that you have that is so abundant that you're just not aware of because you're focused on the scarcity of things. So an exercise that you can do for this is to take a moment to see the negative words that you are using around money, and then write them down. Anytime you notice yourself using these words, pause, catch yourself doing it, and soon it'll become a habit that you catch yourself before you even say it and before you even think it, and then you can rewire your brain to replace these words with words of abundance and words of flow. Lesson 2 is rewiring your money belief, and this links to lesson number 1 as well, because your words come from your belief, right? You have to think about them first before it actually comes out as physical form, as words. A lot of us grew up with the mindset of money is hard to make, you have to work hard to make money, rich people are greedy. There are just so many negative words and concepts that goes around being rich or having money. And if you really stop and ask yourself, like, where did those beliefs come from? It doesn't come from you. It doesn't come from you experiencing things. It most likely came from a grown-up around you telling you that money is hard to make, telling you that rich people are the worst things on earth. And as a child, you don't know facts from fiction. And before the age of 7, you don't even have the mental barrier or the ability to discern what is true and what is not. So whatever the grown-up around you is telling you, whatever you're experiencing, is going to go straight into your subconscious mind, and it's going to start planting roots in your mind that is growing into the trees of thoughts that you have as a grown-up. So think about this example. right? We all grew up believing in Santa Claus because our parents told us that Santa Claus is real. He comes and gives us presents if we're good, gives us coal if we're bad, and you truly believed in that as a child. But as you grow up, you start to realize that wait, Santa Claus is actually not real, and realizing that you have somehow managed to rewire your brain to tell yourself Santa Claus is sadly not real. So just take that example and shift that into how you think about money. Whatever stories your parents, the grown-ups around you told you about money, you can always change and rewire it. If you can stop believing in Santa Claus, you can stop believing in all these bullshit that people tell you that is not going to help you make more money. If you're finding it difficult to help yourself rewire the way you think around money, then read stories from other people. Even in this book, Jen Sincero talks about how it took her 40 years to finally crack the code around money and rewire her mindset. So if somebody can do it when they're 40 years old, then you can do it too, no matter which point in life you are. You just have to believe that you have the ability to rewire the stories you tell yourself. Now, is it going to be easy? Probably not. You're going to start uncovering layers and layers of lies that you've been telling yourself over the course of your life. And as you uncover and work through all these layers, you are going to start bringing in more and more abundance with more and more ease. Lesson number 3 is what you focus on grows. So if you're constantly thinking about your debt, about scarcity, about what you don't have in your life, you are going to be constantly creating more and more of what you don't have. The easiest way to fix this is really living in gratitude. If you are living in gratitude, you cannot be in a place of lack. Those two things are polar opposites of each other. Anytime you catch yourself feeling envious or jealous for things that you don't have, stop yourself and instead think of one thing you can be grateful for in that moment. When you really pay attention to it, there are so many things that you can be grateful for. And this goes back to one of my first few videos as well, where I talked about starting the morning off with gratitude. Really reframing your mind from gratitude helps you shift the energy of your day. If you focus on abundance, gratitude, and all the good feelings that you have in your life, then you're going to create more of that, and the universe or God is going to want to give you more and more of what you're focusing on. So make sure you get clear on what you want and not what you're afraid of. And this also really means focusing on the feelings that you enjoy. For example, if you think that you are in a dead-end job, you hate your work, you hate your coworkers, you hate having to go into work every single day, you hate the smell, you hate the sight. If you keep focusing on the things that you hate and having to do it every single day, that's going to make you have a miserable life. And there is no way you can come and create abundance when you're living in such misery. You don't have to force yourself to like these things. You can instead ask yourself, okay, what is it that I can actually enjoy? Maybe I can enjoy the scenery of my drive to work. Maybe I can enjoy the peace of going to work and having that 5 minutes of relaxation in my car where I'm not disturbed by anybody. Even in moments where you're like, this is the worst thing on earth, if you choose and reframe your mindset to focus on the good feelings that you get every single day, that is how you're going to open up the door to more abundance, more love, more gratitude, more great things coming into your life. And a great activity you can do for this as well is also taking the time to celebrate any form of abundance that comes into your life. I used to be that person where I wouldn't want to pick up a penny or a dollar that I find on the street because I think it's shameful. But if I really love money, would I just walk past a dollar that's on the street? No, I will probably pick it up because I know that out of all the thousands of people that walk past the street, this so happened to be me that sees that money to get it. Now, every time I see money or coins on the street, I pick it up and give it a better home. This happens also when I use cash. I used to be the kind of person, like when I pay with cash, which doesn't happen very often, but when I do and they give me the change, I would say, oh, no, thank you. And how is that translating to the universe? Like that energy is literally telling the universe, hey, I don't want money. Actually, I don't want these things. No thanks. So instead of doing that now, I accept the change that is given to me. I then, if I wanted to tip the person, I take it back out and I give them a tip. But I never say, no thank you, or you can keep the change. Lesson 4 is to strengthen your connection with the universe. This is so important, and I feel like this is the part that most people don't do. We all live in our ego most of the time. We think we know better. We think we know what to do. We think we know what the next steps are. For me, I love knowing my next 5 steps. I like to plan everything out. And so what that creates is rigidity over how the money is going to come. The universe or God is always talking in mysterious ways. They give you signs, synchronicities, and you have to be alert and keep your eye out for it. The more you pay attention to it, the more you'll see it. The more you listen to God or universe, the more you're going to hear it and the clearer the conversation is going to be. If you're into spirituality, you would know that intuition whispers and ego screams. If there is a voice in your head that is telling you, you have to do this, you have to, it is so loud, most of the time, that is actually ego. Because the way God works is that they will send you little nudges and little symbols that if you're not paying attention, if you're not tapped into your intuition, you're gonna miss. It comes like little whispers in the wind. So next time you're unsure about a financial decision, you can ask yourself, okay, what is the next best step that I can take? And then close your eyes, do a 5-minute meditation, and the answer will come. It's also good to practice a 5-minute meditation every single day. And if you have different questions every single day, you can ask that question before you start your meditation and really listen to what your inner thought is trying to tell you. And that is how your connection with God and universe is going to strengthen. And the more you do it, the better and clearer that communication is going to get for you. Lesson 5 is don't focus on where the money is coming from. Now, one of the biggest blocks to your financial success is really obsessing over how the money is going to come. And here's why. In the previous lesson, we already talked about how the universe works in mysterious ways and will often whisper to you the action steps that you need to take to make that money that you want to make. Let's say you want to make $85,000 and you tell yourself, I want to make $85,000 from my day job. Then you're only limiting yourself to that one possibility. At the end of the day, does it matter where that $85,000 come from? What if somebody just walked past you on the streets and they really like your hat and they want to buy it from you for $85,000? Are you going to say no to that because you want the $85,000 to come from your work? Of course not. If you're always telling the universe, I want 85K but from my 9 to 5, the universe is not going to give that to you unless it's in the cards, right? So it really limits the ability for you to manifest. The most important thing is money can come in ways that you can never imagine. It comes in gifts, it comes in random checks and opportunities that you might not even be looking for. So make sure you're not focusing on how the money is going to come into your life. A good money mantra that you can say to help rewire this part is instead of saying, I'm going to make X amount of money from this one source of income, you can tell yourself money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways and really see the doors opening up for you. Lesson 6 is money is currency and currency is energy. Currency reminds me of the word current, like electric current. And we all know in science there are materials that are good conductors for electricity and there are materials that are terrible conductors for electricity. If money is the same kind of energy as electricity, then you need to make sure that you are a good conductor for money. You got to make sure that you are the best damn copper wire for that money to flow into you. How you do that is really wrapping in all the lessons that we've shared previously, changing your mindset around money, changing the words that you use around money, changing the feeling that you get around money, and making sure that every single time you catch yourself doing, saying, feeling that is not going to help you with your abundance, to switch that and to change that. And the more you switch, the more you change, the better conductor you become. And that is how you are going to earn more money. If it's hard for you to change your perspective or quantum leap, then do it step by step. Imagine that you are peeling away those layers of insulation. Truly in your core, you are a great, fantastic conductor and manifester of money and abundance. And the last lesson is start taking action on what you do know. So most people get into analysis paralysis. They don't want to take action until they find the perfect plan. The thing is, you don't know the perfect plan until you start taking action. Clarity comes from action, not from overthinking. For example, if I wanted to be a YouTuber, am I going to sit here and think about every single video I'm going to upload, every single short from now until I get 100,000 subscribers or to 1 million subscribers and think of all the scenarios that's going to happen? Like, like that's gonna overwhelm my circuit. So the best thing that you can do is really focus on what you enjoy. I enjoy making videos, and so whether the results show it or not, I'm gonna keep making videos because I've been doing it for so many years. And so that's like a breadcrumb that universe has dropped for me, and I just have to keep following it. Just keep doing what you enjoy. If you love painting, just keep painting. The more you do what you enjoy, the more you'll realize the doors and opportunity open up for you, right? But if you're always overthinking and trying to plan the perfect way to blow up, then you're never going to get to your goals, because guess what? You're not taking action. Just take the action and you will get to your goal. This works for money. This works for anything. You just have to take action. And also to remember that not everything you do has to make money. If you think about the TikTok creators who just do dances for a living, I don't think when TikTok was starting up, people thought that, oh, if I make dance videos on TikTok, I'm gonna make money. Like, who would put two and two together and think that's gonna make lots of money? No, they just did that because they love doing that. And by doing what they love, they eventually made money. So that is the biggest takeaway. Just do what you love, the money will flow to you. If you take away one thing from this video, let it be this: your money mindset matters. The way you think, speak, and feel about money shapes your financial reality. So start speaking money into existence. If you have found this video helpful, give it a like, comment, and tell me which of these tips resonated with you the most, and also subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future content. And I'll see you in the next one.